Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm actually wanting to film something that I've tried to do a few times now, which is just like a regular everyday routine. So I literally dumped everything that I had on my counter and in like my makeup bag that I bring to work over here, and I'm gonna use what I have. So it's truly what I do on pretty much an everyday basis, going to work or wherever that's, I think, easy for me. So I usually use the MAC concealer. This is an NC30. I'm really fair right now. It's still winter time in Colorado. It will be until probably like April. So I take this and I'm just priming my eyelid. I've tried other primers before, like they're paint pot type of things. Sorry, I'm like getting over a cold, but they work. This is like a 2-in-1 product for me because it can conceal and work as a primer too. And it covers my top dark circles pretty well without having to use anything else before I put my eyeshadow on. I don't know if you can see that, if the camera picks it up. So I do that, and then if I have enough time in the morning, which I usually have enough time at least to do this part, but I will take the same powder that I'll use to put underneath my eye, I'll put up top as well, just for a good foundation for the eyeshadow. I'm sorry, my hands are super duper red. Like I said, it is Colorado, it's winter, it's super dry, and I wash my hands a lot throughout the day, especially at work. And so they just naturally get super red. So first I'll go in with usually a color like this. You can barely see it, but it's frappe. It's like a burnt color. It's very similar to Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. And when my skin's a little bit darker, usually I'll go in with Cocoa Bear, but this one's just slightly lighter. So it works a little bit better with fairer skin to be that first base color. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that and just windshield wiper motions back and forth, applying that as the base color. And what I'm doing is like a really natural smoky eye. That's what I do pretty much every day. So just back and forth. And you'll see, we're gonna clean all this up. But the goal here was to be real with you and show you how most people, I think, apply their makeup. Okay, and a lot of times I will use the same exact brush. And I'm going in with a brown color. This is Mocha by Makeup Geek. I'm sorry, it's the same one that I fill my eyebrows in with, but it's this one. So I just tapped off the excess and I'm going in the corner of my eye, up in like the corner V, ever so slightly with just a little bit. I think it picks it up a lot more on the camera actually, but it's not a whole lot of brown. Okay, so if the camera looks like it's in a different position, it's probably because it is. I'm having terrible difficulties with filming today. Anyway, so like I was saying, I do the same thing to the other eye. I am not trying to be perfect by any means because I'm usually in a rush in the morning, and I'm going to show you how I clean it up anyway. So I did the brown on both sides, as you can see. And now I'm taking a different brush. It's kind of like a pencil tip, marker tip brush, I guess you could say. It's a Morphe brush. It's an M222 brush. But I'm going to take that and I'm dipping it into a little black. So I'm going to take that. And just very little bits. And I'm going in the corner of my eye here. Like even more so than the other. Just kind of like at the base. I have hooded lids. So just at the base and a little bit above. Bringing it out. So like a quarter of the way in and out. And if need be, I will clean it up later as far as like how well it blends in. But then I'm going to take a makeup wipe, nothing fancy, whatever you have. I get some of mine at the dollar store. So I'm going to take that, and with a corner, so I just fold an edge, I take it like this, and I wipe upwards. And it's literally cleaning up all of that. If you are in a rush in the morning and you're either new at makeup or you're just not that, you know, much of a perfectionist while you're applying it, this is perfect. Okay, so you can see how that created a smoky eye with just 3 different eyeshadows on both sides, fairly even. And by drawing that up, taking that line and drawing it up, it cleaned it up pretty quickly and pretty easily. So that's almost it for my eyes. But then I move to the rest of my face now that the eyeshadow is down. So I'm going to use, I ran out of my Urban Decay Naked color corrector. So for the last, I would say like last week or so, I really just need to go and order it because I love it. But I'm going to use this MAC Prep and Prime. It's an orange color. It's SPF 30, but that's what it's called, is Prep and Prime. So, and it's got an orange tint to it. So I put like, not even like a half a pea size amount on my finger. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put that underneath my eye and where there's any redness. I don't like color correct with 15 different colors. I think orange works, like an orangey tint or a pinky tint works pretty well for what I have. I'm sure other makeup artists and things like that would tell you, or not other makeup artists might tell you differently, but for a day-to-day, I don't have like a whole palette of different color correctors that I use for my face. I use one, which is usually the Urban Decay one. But I get that into my skin. I usually let it sit for a little bit. I'll be honest, usually my makeup takes me total 15 minutes. Or so. I can't, like, it doesn't take much longer than that. But I'm usually doing other things too. So like while this soaks in, I might be starting on my hair or something like that. And then I go back to my makeup. But for the sake of this video, I'm doing it this way. Okay, so after that sets in a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and start on applying my face makeup. I have been loving, just really quick, I have been loving this lip maximizer. It is Dior. It's a little expensive. I want to say it's like $30. I can double check on the price for you though, but it's a lip plumper, and I will put it on before I finish the rest of my makeup. I swear it works. I know there's like different reviews. Maybe it works on some people and maybe it doesn't, but it really does like make my lips feel like they're plumped up. And I like to do that before I put on like my actual lipstick or whatever I'm wearing on my lips that day. So that's sinking in, that's working. And I'm gonna move on to my face. So as you already know, if you have seen my under eye video, I swear by this concealer, and it is a product that you can find pretty much anywhere, Target, grocery store, but it's the Maybelline Master Conceal by Facestudio, and it looks like this, and I am almost out again. I've repurchased this product, I don't know, so many times already because I love it. So it looks like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this underneath my eye. I have, the more I use this product, I know it looks like a lot, but you'll see. So the more I've used this product, and kind of gotten my routine with it, I guess you could say, I like to let it sit in so it lasts literally all day long. Like sometimes, I mean, I don't have to do like a real touch up on my face throughout the work day because I let it sit in a little bit longer, so it's like, it's kind of a thick consistency for a liquid type concealer, but if you let it kind of dry in your face per se for a minute, 2 minutes, like just be patient and let it like sink in. When you start to actually work with it and blend it out, and then you set it with powder, it looks so much prettier throughout the day and lasts so much longer than if you put it on and you started trying to blend it out right away. So I've learned to like try to be patient or do something else. Like I said, I'm usually doing my makeup and my hair at the same time. So maybe I'll go and put like a couple more, you know, curls in my hair or whatever I'm doing to my hair that day. If I'm, you know, straightening it, do that while I let it set in for a second, because I'm like go in the morning. And doing something while I'm in the bathroom. I'm not just kind of like, and now I'm going to sit here for 2 minutes while this sinks in while I'm not doing anything. Who has time for that? So anyway, as this is settling in a little bit, I'm going to take my beauty blender, beauty sponge. I need a new one. It's like, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and blend out this. And for this part, I will just tap in. So on my chin, down my nose, and on my forehead. And then I will go on the inner corner first. And this is, I mean, this doesn't need to be an exact science. I'm just showing you what I do. And I'll blend out now. Down here first. And then just very gently, like kind of like tap in the rest of the product to blend it out very lightly back and forth. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. So literally going from the inner corner and blending down and out. And like I said, I usually do use the Urban Decay Naked color corrector. So this is different than, I mean, for the last, I think I said couple weeks or so, I've been without it, and I've been doing it this way as far as the color corrector goes, but in general, I like to use the other one. But this is still doing the job fairly well. So once that's kind of settling in, I'm going to go ahead and use my foundation, and I'm using the True Match Lumi foundation by L'Oreal. Okay, so I just take a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm just making some dots on the outer perimeter of my face, because I'm not going to put a whole lot of foundation on anywhere that I concealed. I mean, I'll blend it in, but I'm not like trying to go over those areas again. And lately, I have just been using my fingers to rub in my foundation. As long as your hands are clean. And I still really love this foundation because it really does give you that dewy coverage if you are dry. But if you are not dry, you can use whatever foundation you feel like works best for you. But just make sure you're blending that in with the concealer that you put down. And if you have dark under eye circles like me, it does tend to work better if you're not going over that with the foundation, I find. Okay, so now that that's pretty well blended in, I mean, sometimes I go back over with a beauty blender. But once that's blended in pretty well, I mean, a lot of time, it depends on how much makeup you want to put on your face in the morning, but I mean, you could totally put on powder at this point and be done with it, I think, if you want to. But I like to do a few more steps that I feel like I have a completely full face, and since this is a makeup video, why not? So after that's on, I'm gonna go ahead and set everything before I continue. So I'm using the same L'Oreal True Match powder, so it looks like that. And again, it's a drugstore product. And I'm just using a big e.l.f. blush brush. And I am going over the outer perimeter of my face. Now, if you don't have dark under eye circles, I'm sure you could use the same exact brush and go over the underneath or the under part of your eye. But since I do, I use a lighter color to set my face or set my under eye. And I've had this MAC brush forever. Gosh, the numbers are like rubbed off now. I've had it for like 1,000 years. I wish I could figure out what it was, but it looks like this. But this is what I've been using lately for my under eye area. I got this Smashbox like trio. It looks like, oh, it's dirty because I've been using it so much. But I've been really liking the lightest color that comes in the trio. I got it as a gift from Sephora because of how much I purchased. So I can use that to set my under eye area. I'm like almost completely out of that. Or you can use, I mean, whatever you have, whatever you really like to use to set your under eye. I really still like the Anastasia Beverly Hills banana color. I'm going to have that on here as well. They're both together sitting right there. So I'm just going to go over that a little bit to set it a little bit more. And that's only because I'm like out, like hitting pan on the other one. So I didn't feel like anything was really picking up. So I'm just setting my under eye. I like to set like my nose area and my chin and above my lip, like my T-zone, all with that same banana color. And now, I mean, I know I'm bouncing kind of all over the place, so you could totally apply makeup however you're comfortable with applying makeup. I go back and forth, and I can't say like, I do this step and this step and this every day. You know, I don't always do it in this order, but in general, it's about this order. So I like to do my eyeshadow first, do my face makeup, set that, and then I'll go in with like my powders and finishing my under eye and lipstick and brows. I don't want to set my face before I don't want to set my face after I do my brows, because then powder can get in them and I don't know. You live and you learn. So anyway, speaking of brows, I'm going to go ahead and do what I usually do, which is take whatever eyebrow gel that you have, run it through. And my handy dandy eyebrow fill-in pencil that I like to use. I made another video with this, and I'm using that same brown color that I have in Mocha. And I'm just going right at the bottom of my brow to the corner and just flicking it up and filling them in. Nothing fancy for the everyday. I just want it to look like I have eyebrows. And that's it. So the gel and the powder, and that is pretty much it. Same to the other side. And flicking up. And fill it in. And if you have another method of filling your eyebrows that you just love and you think is perfect, by all means do that. To me, this is just a super affordable way to do it, and I like how it usually looks. So this is going on a little heavy-handed tonight, but I think you get the general idea of filling them in. And if not, I have another video on it. So there is that. Now I do like to contour just a very little bit on a daily basis. And again, I've been using this Smashbox Trio palette. And I've got an angled Morphe brush. I'm just using the middle shade. As you can see, there was like nothing left of that light shade because I love it. And I'm just going just where my cheekbones are, up and out, not too far into my face. And out on the perimeter of my forehead. And this is just giving me some color. Trying to minimize the space on my forehead. Okay. There's that. And then I've got like a dollar store blush I've been using recently. As you can tell, seriously, I'm not the one to be like, oh, it's only $1, I can't use it. I will give anything a try, like, once I love cosmetics. So this is, what is this? Color Meets Sunkissed Tan from the dollar store. But I really like the color, and it looks like that. So I'll just put a little bit on the apples of my cheeks and blend that in. This is literally what I had in my bag and on my counter in my bathroom, so. Okay, and I'm going to finish up my under eye area. And I'm going to go in with one of the same colors I used a little bit earlier, which is the Frappe color by Makeup Geek. And I'm just going to go underneath my eye. This is just to give them a pop. I have smaller eyes, so I like doing this because I feel like it looks more complete. And then I'm going to take the brown color and pop this on the outer corner. I, in general, don't really like to put black underneath my under eye area just because I feel like it makes my eyes look a little bit smaller. But if you do, definitely do it. Like, if you like the way it looks, do it. I'm going to go ahead and crimp my eyelashes because they're tiny, and I don't use I want to say fake eyelashes, but I feel like that's not, I don't like that word. I don't use false eyelashes to work, just because for me it just takes too long to put on. This is Steal a Kitten. I dropped it, so it looks like a tragedy. But I'm going to just put that in the inner corner of my eyes here. And a little on my brow bone. And then I'm going to blend that just a little bit. Okay, so after that's done, let's talk really quick about winged liner. I feel like, and you can have your own opinion. I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like everybody has their own opinion. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube do it off camera or use tape. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like as soon as you try to start filming, you doing winged liner is when you're like, shaky hands and all over the place. I literally do my winged liner probably in under a minute at home when I'm not on camera. But like the 30 times that I've tried to film myself doing it, I'm like, what happened to my hand all of a sudden? So I'm gonna try for the last time to see if it works. But I swear by the Wet n Wild's Mega Liner. It looks like this. And it's super inexpensive. You can find it at the drugstore. Or if you are just starting out, you can use one of those pencils. I got the Kat Von D, the tattoo liner, and I don't want to say anything negative about any products, but it just wasn't my favorite. Maybe it just didn't work for me. I don't know. I didn't feel like, I mean, the product itself worked, so I can't say it didn't work. I didn't feel like there was enough to validate the price point. I feel like I only got to use it a few times and it was empty. So with this, you're getting 0.12 fluid ounces, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but for eyeliner, this could last me a couple months. I mean, even using it every single day. So I'm gonna see how much ink is supposedly in that tube of hers, because I don't want to sound like I'm being critical at all, especially if you love that product, love it. It just wasn't my favorite. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna take this and I start in the middle, because where you lay down your the tip is where it's going to be the most product. So in the middle, and I'm just following the natural shape of my eye. And then once I get to the edge, since I do have smaller eyes, I'll go ahead and take that and lift up. And then I'm connecting. And I don't go out crazy far when I'm going to work. I like to give a little bit more to my eye, but I don't want it to look like I'm going clubbing later. So I'm just following the natural shape of my eye for the most part. And then for the inner corner, I'm just gonna get nice and close to my lash line and follow that. Okay, so then I'm gonna do the other eye, and I'm gonna go ahead and start in the middle again, following the natural shape of my eye, and then just lifting up at the corner. And then fill in, get nice and close. And I'm just literally following the shape of my eye all the way to the corner here. So that is pretty much it for my eyes, my eyebrows, my face. And then I usually finish with my go-to lipstick lately, just because it really does look like you put, in my opinion, looks like you put on lip liner in the lipstick when you use it. But it's the MAC color in Frost. I just love it. Looks like this. I just feel like, I used to just use lip gloss, but I feel like it gives a nice pop to your lips. It looks like kind of like a champagne-y color. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it. This is my full face. This is usually how I go to work. or usually how I look on my weekends too. I feel like it's very day appropriate. You could definitely smoke it up and put a little bit more black for nighttime. But I feel like it's a fairly simple routine, and once you get it down, it's super easy to follow. So if you have any questions at all, please do leave a comment below. Or if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You're more than welcome to follow me on Instagram. Right now it's more of a personal Instagram, but I document a lot of different things. So it's just Essie on the Run. But yeah, if you have any questions, please do let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back. Have a great day. Bye.